Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Cordell the Drastic Weights. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2024, and it's the start of the NFL season coming up for today. We have a big time game with the Kansas City Chiefs playing against the Baltimore Ravens today to start the NFL season. Um, we're going to go ahead. Like I said, we did predict the picks from this past week. We went with the Ravens winning this here game. So we're going to get into our playoff predictions for our seeding and our Super Bowl champions and winners for conferences. We won't break down the whole playoff predictions. We'll be back very soon, very soon with the whole breakdown from this playoff picture and see how the whole scenario will go all the way down to the very last game of the Super Bowl for this year. So we have another segment. We're going to do the most overrated and underrated teams in the NFC and AFC. We're going to go, like I said, pick our winners for the Super Bowl and the conference winners for AFC and NFC, and we're going to pick the playoff predictions from 1 through 7, wild card and all. So starting off with our most overrated team that we have this year in the 2024 season for the NFL, for the AFC, we're actually looking at the most overrated team is the Cleveland Browns here. I know you're like, okay, he got on a shirt. What's going on here? You got to be pulling my leg. But no, here. We believe the Cleveland Browns had a very good season this year. You know, expectations are there for that division for them to be a potential Super Bowl champions or coming out the AFC. But there's a lot of great competition in this whole AFC. So to go ahead just to put down this one team, we do believe they will be a solid team throughout the year, but we believe they will fall short of the playoffs. And that's why we have the Browns as our most overrated team here. So much competition in the AFC. But here we go again, guys. Our most underrated team in the NFC, AFC actually, and it will be the Houston Texans. We believe this team will have the number one offense in the league, and not the AFC, but the whole league. Number one offense in the whole league, and this could all potentially ride them. You know, I've got the bar set for the Texans as high as going to the Super Bowl. Can they win it? It's a potential, but I got them as a team that could get as high as the AFC Championship game. So that's why I say I think the Texans here could finish in one of the top 2 to 4 teams in the whole entire league this year. Going over to the NFC, our most overrated team. Once again, this team does not make the playoffs this year. Playoff team last year, not again this year. Very solid division. We got the Green Bay Packers as our most overrated team in the NFC this year for the 2024-25 season. Now you got to say who's the most underrated team here in the NFC coming up. And for me, it will be the Washington Commanders. I believe in the second half of the season, this team will start to set fire and do very well for the city. And first half of the season might be kind of rough, but we'll see how the rest of the season plays out for the Washington Commanders. Going over to the next, we'll have the NFC, and we're going to pick our conference championship winners for the NFC and AFC. So going over to the NFC, we believe that our conference championship winner will be the San Francisco 49ers. And going over to the AFC, we believe that our conference championship winners will be the Baltimore Ravens. This is a predict I had similar to last year, and usually when I go with one thing, I'm always like a year ahead of schedule. So we're going with it for this year. I'm picking the Ravens and the 49ers once again to represent their conferences as the champions to play in the Super Bowl. And that it all settles the dust, we believe that the 49ers will come on top as being the Super Bowl champions this year for the 2024-25 NFL season. And going down to break down our playoff seedings, we'll go back to the NFC again. For the NFC, we actually have our number one seeding being the San Francisco 49ers. And this is, like I said, it's a toss-up. It's tough, but we went with our number two seeding as the Dallas Cowboys here. Our number three seeding here, we went with the Detroit Lions. Like I said, we did the divisional video several days ago. Like I said, we had the Cowboys winning the East, Lions winning the North. We had the 49ers winning the West. And then in the fourth seeding, we went down to the dirty ATL, shouted. The Falcons going to go ahead and get that fourth seed off for you. So our fifth seed right now we had was the Eagles. So that's what I said, it was tough between the Cowboys and Eagles. Like I said, this one we kind of a little bit closer to certain on. Within the top five seeds, now it gets kind of interesting after the fifth seeding. The last two wild card spots, we had, like I said, we know that the Packers made it. Remember, I said the Packers was my team as the most overrated team because they don't make the playoffs here in this scenario. Just similar to the Cleveland Browns, they don't make the playoffs. So that's a playoff team from last year. We got the Rams inside the sixth spot. Then the final spot for the last wild card this year will be the Chicago Bears. We believe the Bears could take the spot from the Packers in that division to get in that playoff wild card spot off. So there you go. NFC, 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, Falcons, Eagles, Rams, Bears. We'll see how it plays out at the end of the year, y'all. Going over to the AFC, get the drums rolling on this one. We had the Houston Texans at the number one seed. You're like, how the hell are the Texans going to get the number one seed? We'll see how the season play out. Number one offense, good coach, defense, defensive head coach. We'll see how the special teams work out. We're going with the Houston Texans as getting the number one seeding on offensive side. It's a toss-up. And right now, me looking at it, just because the Chiefs doesn't play in the division where they could probably whip off 5 to 6 wins automatically, the reason why we're going with the Chiefs at number two, not just from winning the back-to-back championships, but we just believe they got that quarterback out there, that head coach and everything else, Travis Kelce. The defense played solid last year. Believe offense was like in the middle of the pack, but believe they could step it up slightly, but they'll be somewhere around the middle of the pack again, somewhere up in the top 12, 15 offenses. Then we're going to go over to our third seeding, Baltimore Ravens. Like I told you, this is the team I got winning the whole AFC. But the Ravens, third seed. We got the number 4 seed, the Jets. Remember, I did my divisional videos. We roll with the Texans for the South, Chiefs for the West, Ravens for the North, Jets for the East, AFC. Once again, we got the Bills. Once again, knocking on the door right there behind them, and so is the Dolphins. 5-6. They all stepchilds. Jets, Bills, Dolphins. I'm not sure how it's going to break down. If it's going to be the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, or how it's going to work out. But we believe all three teams get in. We believe out that North, East, the AFC, the NFC, North and East, 5 teams out of those 6 playoff teams will get in there. We're not going to count the Vikings. We're not going to count the Patriots. But out those other, I know you say it's other teams, and then we're not going to count, Steelers got a chance to do it. But we believe that the Browns don't make it either. But we believe that they'll get 5 teams, each conference. And like I said, the last playoff spot go down to the Bengals in the AFC. We believe the Bengals will get the 7th seed, the last one. So there we go. We got the Texans, Chiefs, Ravens, Jets, Bills, Dolphins, and Bengals. I'm your boy, Cordell the Jurassic Waits. Thank you all, and we'll be back soon with the whole playoff breakdown all the way to the Super Bowl. Thank you all, and enjoy the start of this NFL season. Thank you.